30 to 40 miles away. We had no cars. Again, thank you.
So, for those who don't know, my name is Mehreen. I'm legally elected Greenway Council. I've been on council for about 5 or so months and just getting started, so I'm going to hear about next time. Just to give you a bit of a run through what we've done, set it up in 3 options, customary Faruqi, and then from up into the Tuesday night, followed by a formal prayer, and then the next Sunday night afterwards. And just out of respect and the process, the Faruqis laid out a little bit later before the formal prayer. So please do not touch the prayer afterwards. So if I continue to talk from Green Faruqis, the Deputy Leader is Sharon Green and Senator from New South Wales. Green holds the education, anti-racism, animal welfare, climate adaptation and resilience, the Republic, and international aid and global justice portfolios for the Greens for the job. Mehreen became the first Muslim woman to sit in any Australian Parliament, when she joined the New South Wales Parliament in 2013. In 2018, she proudly served as anti-racist approach to Canberra when she first joined the Federal Senate. In her time in Parliament, it has been an unflinching voice on social, environmental, and racial justice, pushing to the systems of power and privilege and power.
Thanks so much, Mehreen, and hello everyone. I'm thank you so much for welcome to country. But more importantly, thank you for very clearly stating what we have done should never come to pass. No matter where we are in this country, we are also the land. Sovereignty was never ceded. This is always was and always will be Aboriginal land. And it is also important to recognize that as we strive for social, environmental, climate, and racial justice, we must know that none of this can happen without First Nations justice. The condition to get social justice, environmental justice, climate justice, and racial justice is to first have First Nations justice. And it must be our topmost priority to work alongside First Nations people in their struggle for justice, for treaties, for self-determination, and for truth telling. I do also want to say how proud I am of our local Greens groups here in Blacktown, Western Sydney. So proud of being elected as the first Greens councillor of Blacktown Council. And I know that our local groups and members work so closely with the communities, and recently there was a campaign run by Blacktown Greens to offer free fans to the community. You can see the impact of climate change there, who did not have the capacity to have those fans in their homes. And that's just one example of our grassroots Greens work with the community. Because for us and for me as well, politics starts and ends in and with community. Today is the 15th of March, and it is the 6th anniversary of the Christchurch Mosque Massacre, where an Australian man, an Australian far-right white supremacist who had an extremely Islamophobic ideology, cold-bloodedly murdered 51 Muslims in Christchurch Mosque when they were peacefully. And this day is now known as the International Day of Anti-Islamophobia. That day will change the lives of every single Muslim living in this country, but also the lives of many people of color as well, who had told our politicians for a very long time not to feel narrative of othering people others, not to fuel hate, not to fuel bigotry and racism. And so I was hoping that that horrific incident would be a turning point in this country, but sadly it was not. Because 6 years on, we know that Islamophobia is on the rise. There has been a massive spike. I was at the launch of the 5th Islamophobia Register report just a couple of days ago. And over the last 2 years, there has been at least one reported incident of Islamophobia. But obviously there are hundreds others which are not reported. You know, Muslim women are being punched in the face. Their scarves are being torn off. Mosques and schools have had death threats. Horrific graffiti is kind of rife everywhere. Yet, there are liberal MPs who say that Islamophobia is fictitious. They say that there is no issue with Islamophobia. But then on the other hand, the Labour government as well, really, has treated us with such double standards and with such one-sidedness. Like, where is the urgency that, tackling Islamophobia requires? It is nowhere to be seen. Nowhere to be seen. I wrote to the Prime Minister a few days ago and told him all of this, asked him to read that Islamophobia Register report, and really urged him to come out and acknowledge the depth and breadth of Islamophobia and racism in this country, and to actually tackle that with the emergency that it is. But one good thing is that we are all not hapless targets of racism. And I'm so proud, I'm so happy to see that our communities have decided to take matters in our own hands. We are very competent people. We have started to now organize and mobilize. And that is great to see. Because we know what needs to happen with racism. The Prime Minister knows what needs to happen. We have pushed for a national anti-racism framework for years, and we got one last year. And that states very clearly that if we need to address racism, it needs to be grounded in First Nations scrutiny. That's what needs to happen, and we will keep pushing for it. And that is one of the reasons why this election is so important. We can look at all the horrible things that are happening, but we also need to look at what people and communities are thinking at this point in time. And I tell you, I hear every single day from people that they are sick and tired of being taken for granted by the two big parties. Every single day I hear that. They are sick and tired of this two-party status quo duopoly. Because it is not working for people, it is not working for the planet. It only is working for the big corporations and fossil fuel companies that are filling their pockets with donations. And people can see right through it, and they are ready to grab this moment, and they are ready to smash this duopoly at the election. But for that, we need every single one of you to make sure that our vote in Western Sydney goes up, that these wonderful candidates, Ben, Sukhjider and Palani, really can campaign in their biggest campaigns ever, and that we get our Senate vote up as well. Because we have an opportunity to win a full quota in the Senate, and with that seat again, without any preferences. That's what we want to do, because we want to keep Dutton out. We want more Greens in Parliament to keep Dutton out and to make sure that that Labour does get a free pass either. In minority government, which every expert is predicting, in minority government, the Greens will keep Dutton out, and we will get Labour to act on the things that the community has been telling us to do. And hopefully we can talk about a lot of Greens policies after. I know David is saying my time is up, but I'm introducing our candidates. Am I right, or are you ready? No, if you're doing it, I'm all good. But I do want to thank all of you, Sukhjider, Palani, and then holding your hand up. And thanks for the community for backing up these wonderful people. Because it is never easy to be out there. Putting yourself out there, we know. David and I, and there are other people in the community as well who know. We do get attacked a lot, but that's also a sign that we are winning. So onwards and upwards, everyone. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for that wonderful speech. It's very inspiring. I'd like to welcome Sukhjider Singh, our Chifley candidate. There is speech.
Thank you everyone. Please start with the dark people and the visual story of the language today and pay the respect to their elders, past, present, and emerging. This land was ever sealed and we will never be. Thank you, Auntie Sandra, for your acknowledgement. On the way to the venue, we had a good discussion. Auntie Sandra told me you want to each other's ways, and that's what she told me today. We need to keep each other out, and with the minority government, we look into so Labour can act with the minority government as very explained. What should I say about? I'll start with Mehreen. What a courageous leader. She took on the biggest bully, biggest racist of this country, only handsome. As a migrant, as a woman, as a Muslim woman, we need lots of words, a lot of blood. And we need to get inspiration from this world. Thank you. We do get inspired by every day. Now, Greens. Why Greens? Greens is a party of future. Even our opponents are saying in the next 15 to 20 years, Greens will have a government. So, the next generation, the younger generation is getting the point why Green. It's the generation we, like us. We need to get out of that mindset of Labour or Liberal. Labour or Liberal, it seems like a context of cruelty. Who can be more cruel? That's where we are at the moment when we talk about human rights situation across the world. These two parties haven't spoken for people in Gaza. It's a genocide in progress for the last so many years. And Western media is talking on 7th of October. What happened on 7th of October? They don't want to talk about what happened before. They don't want to talk about what happened after. And no leader of Labour or Liberal said anything. So, thanks to me, thanks to our leadership, which stood the ground. This is the future we're looking for. I did not migrate to Peter Dutton's Australia. I migrated to this Australia, which is sitting here. These are 2 minutes. And so last time speaking, it's difficult to get it out of the street, but I'll finish it. So, Greens is looking for a minority government, of course. We are looking that billionaires should pay their fair share of tax. If they start paying their fair share of tax, we could include easily in the Medicare, mental and dental health. That's the easiest part. And if we can tax the billionaires 10% of their total wealth, we would have a $50 billion in the next budget. And look what we can achieve. With the human rights, they will never speak. With the racism in this country, a center-faced by a member of parliament, there is a lot of work needs to be done. And you can trust the Greens to do that. It's a party of future, and we are here in the Western City. Mehreen Faruqi is due for a Senate seat. So please speak to your family and friends. And if we talk about climate change, this is the feeling. Look at this hall. We intentionally booked it for you guys. So we have fans. Electron Green distributed many fans in last month. So there are people in the community who can't afford fans. You might all have air conditioning, but this is the climate change, this is the climate emergency we are looking at our roads. It is air. So feel about it and feel for those people who can't afford food, who can't afford rent. Can they afford this air conditioning? They can't. So this is a sample of climate emergency. Thank you very much. Thank you, Senator Faruqi. Thank you all of you for coming in this holiday. Thank you.
I know we are on a schedule, but I'd like just to make a comment on the side of the Chifley campaign because in the 2018-19 election, when Mehreen was first up for election when she became the senator, the Chifley electorate in the Senate vote grew by 75%. Compared to the 2016 I would like to welcome now the candidate for Greenway, Subramanian.
Hello. My name is Palaniappan, so I work as an IT. I had no relationship with politics, and I used to participate in protests, and nothing else. But then in 2016, Trump win is what motivated me. So many of you would be like me, don't know anything about politics, what do we do? It was just in 2016 I started to learn about politics. I understood that if you are paid $1 million, think about it. If you are paid $1 million in this country, what will you do? You will just go for it. And that is what the major political politicians are doing. And the only way to break that is against party because we are the only party which ban corporate donations. Many people are not aware of it. So we expect you all to be our soldiers, one feet to get us an impact. We don't have the power of what networking will achieve. If single phone call that lend here made me joy and peace. So they may be looking for a change, but they need that trigger. Be the triggers. Be the ones that push people to volunteer for greens. So if everyone here just finds 5 friends in your royal suburbs of Greenway, Chifley, and McMahon, we don't have to think about our platforms. We are not funded by the corporates like other major parties are. So this is a rich country. Australia is a rich country. We should not have taxes on general citizens. That's how it is. Because Qatar is a good example. Qatar, UAE, those countries don't even have taxes. They are able to do a lot more because they don't get they are not priced like the major parties here are. And that's why they are not getting taxed. They don't pay much. They don't pay 60% is given away for free. Think about a business in which 60% of all your raw materials is free. That's what they have. That's why everything is made just for them, and anything that troubles them, they don't act on it. So that's why in the peak of this inflation, we are having windfall profits, excessive profits of 5 billion, 10 billion, unprecedented profits from corporates. And you might think my house price is rising if you do own a house by any chance. What I said is, if you don't own a house, your children will not be able to buy a house. That's the situation that this country is in. And right now is the least amount of home ownership in history. So none of the measures are working. It's very clear, and there has to be a change. And that is where Greens come in with their reforms. So we say the bank rate should not exceed 1% of the RBA cash rates. That's the first. That impacts everyone, from investors to single homeowners to homeowners. It impacts all those real mom and dad investors and homeowners. So that's a very simple thing that we could make. So that everything from business to your child care, everything becomes, all the cost of living gets addressed. Because in any business, in any home expense, it is the housing expense that's the maximum. We sometimes think that climate change is, there has to be a flood. No, it's this, as Sukhjider was just mentioning, can be a simple thing like air conditioning. Our houses are not houses, they are glorified things. And for 20 years, the major parties are sitting on it, not passing any reforms. This is a country which was once winter, so it has to be double glazed window everywhere. But it's not the case. So we live in glorified tents. We live in glorified tents for so long, so we end up paying more to the investment. The energy companies use that to pay back to the politicians. So this cycle continues forever. And the only way to pay it is a minority government. And so everyone is surprised how are people even thinking of Peter Dutton and Liberal Party. How do people forget Scope? Peter Dutton is Scope 2.0. There is no doubt on it. Everyone should realize it. So, sorry, there are so many topics, and just it is that I would like to cover. I don't know how many of you are aware that she's shadow minister for 6 departments. Let us help her. If she is able to question so much to the politicians with handling 5 departments, think about if she is able to do just 4 and one of us wins and able to deliver in one of those departments. And that is what we really need. I think, and 95% of our public schools are underfunded. Who can believe this? For 10-15 years, 95% are underfunded. And private schools are overfunded, 98% of them. All this can change only with what we are thinking about that by making the taxpayers pay their fair share. We can raise 550 billion over the next decade, and that is enough to make electrify every home, to fund our schools, to make a difference in every other topic that we want to push. It's only the major party politicians forget about the millions of voters and care about $1 million voters. And the only way to remain them is we people making a minority government by volunteering. We don't have to live, we don't have to vote in our own constituents. You can always make a difference. You can tag your friends. They can put a call through. They can post calls for us when they go for a walk and create this awareness. You could look at outside for more points. With that, I think I'll conclude. Thank you.
Thank you, I'm very excited for the campaign as well. And our final speaker tonight is Hammond for McMahon.
I might just step away from the speaker so I don't think anyone that noise is heard. So yeah, I'm the 10th under Green's candidate for McMahon. And I guess we say the worst for last time, so that. So I also want to say happy Ramadan. That's also, after you mentioned, a very sad day, very long day, March 15th, 6 years into the local events in Christchurch. So, yeah, I think it's more important than ever that we get ready back to Canberra doing that important work. Because, as you said, the big parameter is money, and yeah, we can have no work. The other thing I want to say about Australia is it's a wonderful country. It's so large, it's the only country in the world that makes more money from students' excess than it does rent and petroleum taxes. So we make more money on students who balance the budget than we actually do in resources. So the Greens talk about all sorts of wonderful things. We're going to fund our public schools, we're going to fund our hospitals, we're going to do this, that, and the other in brief, all really good stuff. People ask, how are we going to pay for it? And the answer, frankly, is to tax billionaires out of existence. They shouldn't exist. It's stolen resources from already stolen land. And I do want to say I do want to acknowledge the idea of unceded sovereign direct land. I do want to pay my respects to elders past, present, and also present here in this group now. That was wonderful. I agree 100% with you. We need to drop dogs through the garden 40 miles away from Canberra, is what I would say. So yeah, well said. With you 100% of the way. I'm from Blacktown, always brought here, spent most of my life here. And yeah, I suppose I've had a lot of friends backgrounds and share different experiences and histories. So it's really important that we do take time to listen to our First Nations people and their stories. Now the other thing I want to talk about is AUKUS. $368 billion to Donald Trump, who doesn't even know what AUKUS is. Incredible. I've got a few minutes. So the Greens are saying that actually maybe we don't need nuclear submarines. It's a bad deal. So the US gives us the technology to manufacture nuclear submarines, but they can take that technology at any point. The submarines go back to the US. We pay for it. It doesn't matter. Not only is it unethical and increases tensions in the region, a bit of a stable around China or whatever. We just don't want Australia to be involved in the next round of nuclear wars. We're saying that actually there's a better way to do diplomacy, which isn't being activists and throwing away around. We think that it's actually better to make multilateral agreements with countries that benefit and uplift everyone. So that's really important, and we absolutely reject the dogmas with Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Peter Dutton, just like Elon Musk, wants to cut public jobs 20%. Terrible. You can see what's happening in the US. All of the departments are just crumbling, and we could have access to services. And that's exactly what Peter Dutton's going to do here. So it's imperative that we go on green. We tell our friends to go on green. I guess preference labor, you're not happy about it. And make sure we look at the books well towards the world. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Benjamin. Can I give another round of applause for our candidates? So we're going to get a group photo before we start the formal parts. So if I can get everyone to stand where they are, candidates, I'll get you to stand in the front here, we'll take from the stage. Everyone, thank you.
This is how I know manners, especially on this stinking hot day. In autumn, it's no longer summer. I started that. You need a wider lens.
Green.
Green. Say green. Green, not green.